John, you and I reported some major news this morning, Monday morning. Last Monday is part of his tour where he talks to every team over the course of the season. Rob Manfred was at Citizens Bank Ballpark. He was in the Philly clubhouse. And while he was giving his presentation, Bryce Harper, the biggest star on the Phillies, got up and in not very nice terms told him, if you're going to talk about the salary cap, get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's an interesting story. I think, this is going to be the issue. This is it. Salary cap is it a couple years from now. And hopefully they work it out. Rob Manfred, they've always worked it out for 3 decades. They've figured it out. But, if this is any indication, we're off to a little bit of a rough start here. Not saying that this is the reason or whatever. I think behind the scenes this is going on, and certainly the players seem very much against, at least the star players, the older players, seem very much against the idea of a salary cap. The union has fought against the salary cap for decades. They've been able to hold it off, and this is the big issue. I mean, MLB can call it whatever they want. That's what it is. They can say we're looking for a partnership or whatever. This is the issue. Are they going to get a salary cap for the teams? The other sports do have it. Baseball players have fended it off, and it has helped the players. I mean, look, Juan Soto's contract will pay him more than Tom Brady and LeBron James combined. So the players know this, and at least the older star players are very much against the cap, and it's going to be a battle. And I've always figured that MLB would figure it out, and they have since 95. We were around in 95. They've done it since 95, not in 95. This one looks rough.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Look, why don't we frame the issue? The collective bargaining agreement runs out on December 1st, 2026. So after next season, we're expecting a lockout for sure as they negotiate. That's not. The question is, how many owners are so hardline that they will never get to yes unless there's a salary cap, and how many games is the union, which has the ghost of Marvin Miller, never accept this salary cap, hovering over it? Do we have to lose half a season, a full season, more than that? John, that's clearly what this is about. Players have screamed at management people an actual collective bargaining agreement. We've heard those stories over the time where they're actually bargaining. This is a little different. This is the feeling that the commissioner is going out there trying to do propaganda and sugarcoat a little bit. A salary cap is something else. Partnership, you used the term. And he really does feel like this is the way you sell the game. But clearly, there are going to be some older hardline players who are very against this. How much do we lose as the two sides fight on it?
Yeah, I mean...
That's the issue to me.
Yeah, I mean, they've worked out in the past, so maybe I'm being Pollyanna. I figure they're going to figure it out. It does seem a little bit rougher right now, and generally not just because of this confrontation between a huge megastar, Bryce Harper, and the commissioner, Rob Manfred. Let's not forget that while the body of all the players together did vote to approve the last agreement,
yeah.
right, the last CBA, the leadership was not in favor of it, right? So we can't take the opinion of a few star players or veteran players as gospel. Ultimately, they have to convince the vast majority of the players, and certainly they can convince younger players in different ways. They raise the minimum wage. They raise certain things that help them, and it's not all going to be determined by the star players, but they certainly have a big voice in it, and Bryce Harper is making his voice heard here, obviously. Even though he did it behind the scenes, I mean, we knew of ultimate. I mean,
yeah,
he had to know that this was going to come out. We've been hearing about it for a week now.
Yeah, something loud came in during the trade deadline. Bryce Harper and Rob Manfred went at it a little last week. Go to nypost.com to read about it.